morning to everyone. Thank you for joining us for Dr. Pauline Crawford. I'm so happy that you're here for her book launch, The Power of Authentic Harmony, Magical Conversations Transforming Our World. So today we take this time to celebrate the wonderful accomplishment of publishing a book, and of course, the #1 in the hot new releases. We are delighted that you are able to join us for Dr. Pauline's a book launch, and as our publisher, we look forward to also publishing her upcoming books. I met Dr. Pauline several years ago here in Las Vegas, and I was delighted to find out that she was interested in publishing even more books, because the way that I met her was, I believe, through a conference that I was hosting. And we went out for coffee, and I had picked up her book before I did, and I had read her book, and I was really excited to read about her content and her theory and her wisdom about women and men and the type of personas that we take on in the business world. And I remember, but Dr. Pauline, if you remember that. When we were having coffee, I said, if I had this book before I went, or when I was in the corporate world, I probably wouldn't have left my career. And that was the initial book that you had launched. And this is a new version and a new polished up version of many, many years of your information and the wisdom that you bring to the table. So that is how I met Dr. Pauline. And if anybody else has any other stories of how they met her and anything that you've gotten out of her book by reading it, this is the time to share, and this is the time to celebrate her accomplishment. And I will start with Dr. Pauline and give you the stage.
Thank you, Adriana. I'm just so delighted, and it's wonderful to see you, Andy and Christine and Patsy coming in at 1:30 in the morning from Kuala Lumpur there, and Kim, who's just joined us. So that's wonderful, and hopefully more people will join us. But the whole thing for me is that it's about celebrating our authentic harmony. What I'm so delighted as is that when I wrote the original version of this in 2018, actually, the world was different, as you all know. Since then, we've had some rather amazing changes in our world with the pandemic and lockdown and all sorts of things. And what I've had the opportunity is to revisit this whole vision of mine, which is about magical conversations for sure, but the idea of authentic harmony actually came up last year. And for those of you who've been with me for the few years of the pandemic, where we all met online because we couldn't meet at all, that we evolved this idea of wisdom circles and wisdom, but the idea of authentic harmony really turned up last year in the middle of the year for various reasons. And so when Adriana and I were talking about really putting this out into the universe, I think you came up with the title. We were talking about what is the hook, and the power is a hook, but the power is often seen as something controlling. And what we're saying here is that the power of authentic harmony is us influencing the world. And so I want to put an intention out there that this title, which is going to be the start of a series, so this one is about magical conversations transforming the world, but the next one will be about wisdom circles. That this title, The Power of Authentic Harmony, will be so well known, such an influence, it will be as famous as any huge title that we can remember. Dare I say Chicken Soup for the Soul, or something maybe even more famous than that. But
of course.
The vision is that we hold this in our heart and in our lives, because for me, this is what's most important. Yes, I'm thrilled to be the author, but I do want everybody to embody this, that the idea of authentic harmony, rather than fighting for equality or fighting for this or fighting for justice, yes, we may have to do that as well, but that actually rereading my book yesterday when it came, I thought, oh my God, these messages are so important. And I want us to be able to share those so that everybody says, yeah, authentic harmony, that's what we must have. And that we seek that in every conversation. And I just wanted to share the one paragraph, which was about the lighthouse, because you can see that I have a lighthouse everywhere. Mm-hmm. And for me, the lighthouse has it's been part of my life forever. But actually, I want you just to think about this. Close your eyes, maybe even. Imagine you are a lighthouse. And although you are grounded, solid in the foundation rocks at your core, the sea is violent and many are drowning. Now, rather than jumping into the rough waves without a life jacket and potentially drowning, you can shine more powerfully from the source of your life lessons and invite everyone who passes to sail to authentic harmony waters, i.e. to calm waters of safety. Hopefully this light brings with it joy and laughter and a good sense of your authority about who you are as you sail on with a selfless ego and with everyone's blessings. That for me is the essence of it, because not all conversations are magical. Not all conversations are joyful. Some melt into arguments, debates, conflict, or sadly even wars. So I try not to be too serious, but for me, this is an important message to live in our whole lives. So this is the start of actually embracing everybody in the world. I think we're 8 billion people, is that right? And 3.9 billion of those are women, and 2.2 billion of those are mothers. And basically, I'm really wanting us all to be men and women alike. We don't have any men here yet. But for me, this is why the essence of this book is so important. And I'm absolutely thrilled that you're all here. And I'm really honored that I'm not sure who's on the iPhone, I have to say. So please declare yourself.
So let me unmute.
But I do want to say welcome.
It's me, Mum.
Is
Your daughter.
Hi. Is that Gemma?
It's Gemma.
Oh,
Hi.
Hi,
everyone.
Gemma.
fantastic.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who don't know, Gemma is my beautiful, adorable, wonderful daughter, and is a total inspiration to me in terms of the ideas that are in this book and the ideas of magical conversations, which, as I hope you all know, is without judgment, without anger, and without coercion. And I'm thrilled that you're here, Gemma. Thank you so much. And I'm also thrilled that Stacey's here, because Stacey has got my book as well. Yes.
Hi, Stacey.
And I think Christine's got the book.
Fantastic.
And I know Diane's waiting for hers to come, and Andy's waiting for hers to come, and even Adriana. So we didn't know how long Amazon would take to actually get the book to us, but mine actually arrived yesterday. And it was so funny because I'd been working in my office. I came down and Jim said to me, "Oh, could you get that book from the bookcase there?" And I thought, why is he asking me for a bookcase? He'd hidden it in the bookcase so that when I pulled it out, it was here.
This is wonderful. Well, Dr. Pauline, one of the things that I really love about your book is when I read the original version of it, and then of course for those of you who are published and who write, we know that when you first launch a book, it's probably a version of other work that you've done in the past. That's usually what happens. A book initially starts as an idea, then you write a couple of chapters, and it may take you a year or 2 or 10, but a book is really a compiled effort or a compiled story of a lot of little moments in your life. So I got to read other versions of Dr. Pauline's book, and I remember saying to myself, well, she has a different type of language that she's using to explain some of the most, simplest things, or for me at the time were very difficult things to understand in the corporate world. And through the language that she brought in the book, and that she brings in this book, it allows me to have almost like a door to better engage with other people and better understand other people. And I'm talking about other people, the male species. But I love it. I love this book, and I love that I had the opportunity to see its evolution. So thank you so much for bringing it to life.
So I don't know whether those of you who actually got the book, Stacey and Christine, whether you make any. Stacey, I know you've actually started reading the book, yes?
Yeah, I have.
And also you're new to it. So what's your take, my darling?
Okay, so your book came a couple of days ago and I've always scheduled to read it today. So when I was corresponding with you earlier in the week, I didn't realize how practical, meaningful and impactful it actually was until today. I really enjoy it. But I have a little story I want to share with you about how your book has impacted me before I actually read it. So you're guilty, Dr. Pauline, of bringing me unexpected smiles and laughter. You're so guilty. I don't know, can anybody else agree with me? Like, your photography of late and this book cover is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And like, I've had you in my kitchen. You've been in the kitchen, and firstly, I just want to celebrate your face. Your face is great. Like, I have been disgruntled at like 11 p.m. or like, I don't know what, 3 a.m. in the morning, just like in a bad mood. And you've just been there, Dr. Pauline. You've been there with your purple pop of positivity saying, come on now, Stacey, you can do better than this. So I thank you for that first off. And it's really interesting, when I started reading it today, you owned your authentic smile. So I'm like, confirmed before I knew about it. So that was awesome. But like, to really get into the book, there are so many things I absolutely love about it. I actually started like writing some notes. Your book has so many different uses. It's so practical. And there are some bits I would really absolutely love to share really quickly. Because, okay, I'm going to start on page 53. I've got my little notes and stuff. So let me go to page 53. So you say your words are important. However, your tone, your delivery, your body language, your commitment to be present in every moment are vital as breathing is to life. Know thyself is key. The I am starts the you are, which leads to the we are, the value creation cycle. Knowing others and understanding differences are the richness of relationships. And setting the collective intention is vital for an outcome which is valued by all, which I think is fantastic. And you keep reinforcing this. On page 83, this value creation cycle, you say, being me, knowing you, sharing us. That's such a beautiful thing. And I think the longer paragraphs, well, not too long, ones that really inspired me on page, like the magical bit, the really magical bit, because you continue to reinforce this value creation cycle through as much as I've read. Page 59, which I was reading just before this call, where you start off by saying, oh, where is it? Remind yourself that in loving me, in other words, learning to love yourself, you are not looking to become egotistical, but humbly honest and profoundly grateful. True, loving self-confidence is genuine, authentic, and just the way you are, and becomes easy to share sensitivity in your magical conversations. You need to look in that mirror and be perfectly okay with who you are and why you are that way. Okay. And then, okay, one more. I know it's you, but I really enjoyed this. On page 64 and 65. Everybody needs to read this, because this book is a journey of self-acceptance and guided self-discovery in a really practical way. So you say on 64, page 64, know what you excel at and what you enjoy doing, what makes you smile and what you are naturally enthusiastic about doing. And then, like the world famous Nike ad says so eloquently, just do it. List those things you naturally do with ease. Do what you love, and it will ignite your passion and help you find purpose and be clearer about your vision for life and be able to share these things in magical ways. They are your natural gifts. You were born with these, not taught them, remember. Do not try changing others to adopt your natural talents and skills. Do, however, inquire as to theirs. Love them for their natural talents, because therein lies their treasure trove. Make it your goal to find the common ground that you share and the different talents you add to the conversation so it flows wider and deeper. So that was like, yeah, you're just magic.
Thank you, Stacey. I was so pleased. And Stacey lives in the UK, near Uxbridge, and we only met recently. So it's absolutely wonderful to have you read. It's quite exciting having somebody read one's own words. It's a very different experience. So,
Christine.
So yeah, so the book came last night. So I sort of perused the preface. I'm excited to read it. But what I've discovered so far is that every sentence is an opportunity to just sit with and be with, because your language is just so full and beautiful. And it's like each sentence is a visual opportunity too. It's just, and as I was just contemplating what authentic harmony is, what came to me, it's just a ritual to embody always. It's just something that you just sit with and be with. And I'm so excited to read this and to be here today. And yeah, my story of meeting Pauline was, I think, in 2018 over coffee. We showed up at some networking thing and said, hey, I want to know you. And it just was magical at that moment. And yeah, we kind of got disconnected there through a couple of years, and then showed up in a Zoom and was like, wow, there you are again. So yes, it's just, the universe puts you in the right place at the right time, and it's just been beautiful.
Oh, absolutely. And I do believe that the universe has that a flow for us. As I say, especially today with the new moon messages, it's about all of us taking up the opportunity. But I love what you said, Christine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Diane.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Diane.
Dinah, I have to say that I haven't received the book yet. I go to my mailbox every day hoping it's there, but it hasn't arrived yet. But I have to say I've really enjoyed the woman before. I'm not sure what her name is, but you were reading from certain pages, and I love being around Pauline. Every time I'm around her, there's a calm about her that just takes over the room, really. And it's her being, it's her inner being. And as I said, I haven't received the book, but when you were reading those certain pages, I was like, I can't hardly wait to get this book.
Stacey, thank you so much for reading.
Stacey, thank you, Stacey. It was beautiful. You said everything so well, and you had all the pages underlined. And Pauline, that is a wonderful, beautiful credit to you. I'm looking forward to having the fireplace and burning and my feet sitting up. Hopefully we get some rain. That's always the best way to read a book, in front of the fireplace.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining it. Thank you so much. Is it Dinah?
Dinah. Mm-hmm.
Dinah.
Andy wants to say something.
Well, I thought it would be good timing to go after Dinah, because Dinah introduced me to Pauline, but through a text message. So we were texting back and forth about a product I have. But it wasn't until I heard her voice that I was like, oh, she's British. Oh, she suddenly got more interesting, says the blonde American girl, But she showed up to my house and there was a lot of commotion. So we really didn't get to talk, but we said we should definitely get together for lunch. And I will tell you, get to live here, but I knew enough to take a yellow legal tablet and a black felt tip pen to lunch because I said, I just think you're going to say some really smart stuff and I want to be able to write it down. But I will say, Pauline, because I do get to live in good proximity in Las Vegas. And there are some people that just show up for you. And that's Pauline. She just shows up. I mean, she may have zero interest in what the topic is that I'm doing, but she will mingle. I don't have to hold her hand. She is like the perfect guest. So I am fortunate enough to have you in my circle, in my intimate circle, and I can't wait to get your book.
Thank you, Andy. I'm so pleased.
And I've got my family's loading up to go snowmobiling. I'm like, I am going to be on Pauline's call if, come hell or high water. So thank you for always showing up for me.
Oh, thank you. I'm so chuffed about that. And I'm so pleased that my daughter's here, Gemma. I don't know whether you want to say anything about the fact that you were the one who inspired me about magical conversations.
Hi, guys. I'm in the UK as well. So it's Saturday afternoon. So I was almost asleep on the sofa whilst my husband cooks. So it's a bit strange over here that you're all in your morning. But well done, Mum. We are all very proud of you. So I have to use a lot of authentic harmony in my job most days because I lead 28 midwives here in the UK. And I don't know if you know anything about the NHS over in America, but we're in a bit of a crisis. So I have to remember all of what I've been taught for my years from my mum and use it in my practice every day. But yeah, well done. And nice to see everyone on here enjoying your work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I must make sure that, Adriana, you take a screenshot because my computer won't do that anymore.
Absolutely.
I can see Sandy's there. I don't know whether you've got a bit camera, Sandy.
I see Sandy Kim Snyder. Thank you for joining us too. Thank you for joining.
Oh, you're welcome. I'd love to talk about Pauline because she's amazing. And in fact, Adriana, I think you introduced us at
Did I?
I think so, at your mastermind or one of your just get
Oh.
together, let's meet people.
I think it was the lean in. That's right. That was years ago. Yes. Wow. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, thank you. I think it was Pauline. I think you had just been in Vegas a short time, so I don't think you had experienced a Las Vegas summer, so you still had a smile on your face. And I just remember discovering what your subject matter expertise was, like what you talked about. And I just thought it was so interesting to actually study the differences in communication between men and women and that harmony. And I'm really excited to get your book because I just ordered it right before Stacy started reading. So if Stacy didn't read, I was going to buy it anyways because she did a really good job of summarizing some of those quotes. So thank you for doing that, Stacy. But I'm really excited to see what you're going to share in there, what ideas you have. I think it was Dinah or Christine that said, I'm looking forward to each sentence because I think it sounds like you picked each sentence to put in that book deliberately. And I really want to hear what you have to say and not to put pressure on you, but I'm looking forward to the next book too, even though I haven't read the first one.
And
Thank
workbook.
you.
She's
And
putting together a
I'm looking
workbook.
forward to getting together with you soon.
So yeah, I know you and Sandy are on my list. I haven't forgot you. Just I'm coming out of my black hole. So thank you for being patient, and I can't wait to see you guys again. So congratulations on the book.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Fantastic. Well,
Randy.
oh, go ahead,
I'll speak.
Randy.
So, so Pauline and I are rather somewhat recently acquainted. We met through a business networking group, and I'm aware of her work with the Rotary Global Impact organization, which I definitely want to join. And so I don't know, she just has this great energy that we just connected, and I'm so excited about everything that you're doing, Pauline. And I'm getting some things off the ground. So in recent weeks, I haven't had time to order the book, much less to read it. But I do want to do that, and especially because right now I'm a lawyer, and I'm doing different things, and I'm trying to get a law firm to hire me as a counsel to develop business for them, but in a kind of unique capacity that I'm trying to create for myself. And I found the firm that I thought was a perfect fit. and one of the partners wants to bring me in, but the managing partner cannot understand, like he wants to fit me into something that I don't fit in, and like, you know, with pay and with how it would work. And I can't even get him to talk to me so that we can discuss how to make an arrangement that works for everybody. He's so so I'm thinking, Pauline, that your book maybe will give me some insight into people like that and how to deal with them. And I mean, I'm probably going to move on to a different firm. I found there's another one I want to talk to that's run by a woman, but I would like to understand what's going on there. And I'm coming to them and saying, I want to bring you money. And he's saying, you know, I don't have time to talk to you.
Well, I think one of the things is authentic harmony could hopefully be something you get them all to read, and then you have another conversation. But one of the things I've put into this book, which was different from before, is us developing a joint custody world. So talking to a lawyer, but a joint custody world for me is about men and women really sharing the responsibility, not necessarily fighting for space, but actually sharing and actually looking at the flow of how things come together. I want to ask Patsy whether or not she's still there in Kuala Lumpur, because my lovely friend, which there,
Yes,
she's
even though
and it's
I'm still here. I'm still here, Pauline. Even I'm not really like, open up my camera, but yes, just let me share a few words. I have to say congratulations to you. It has been a long journey, and I've been knowing you. I've been so honored to know you. I think since it was like 2018. But I have to say, I learned so much, like, from you. You are such a great nurturing, person that, like, from people, that you met, right? You always share your harmony energy to the people. So I think this is a perfect book for you to really advocate the harmony, the peace energy. This is what our mutual universal, value to stand for. So I have to say, congratulations one more time. You've been just like, you are amazing. Really like a magician. You just do a lot of magical stuff that even just a little gesture, but people know that, right? It's just coming from you. How to help people to communicate and save, the relationship. I think this is critical, and this is very vital, because nowadays people have a lot of conflicts. But even though I haven't had the second book yet, but I could see it, right? The power of authentic harmony. I think the first thing that we should remain, not to have self-conflict for ourselves first. This is what the impression that I got from you. Even I have not really touched the book yet, but I can sense your energy. This is going to be your year, man.
Thank you. So I actually met you, Patsy, in 2014. So
wow, you have good memory.
When I first arrived in Kuala Lumpur, Patsy was the person who you found me somewhere to live. You found us somewhere. You have always been there for us. Now I don't think Amazon is in Malaysia, so we have to work out how to get the book published in different countries. We work on that.
Sure.
And one of the things that Adriana and I are looking at is publishing the paperback and the ebook, and really spreading this message across the whole world. So I want to involve all of you in helping us do that, because like Randy was saying, we need to get this book in the hands of those people who are not authentically harmonious at the moment and don't know quite what to do. And I'm thrilled to see that Fumza is here from Johannesburg. Hi, Fumza. Can you hear us?
And Dr. Maureen is also here.
And Dr. Maureen from East Coast. How are you, Maureen?
I am doing very well. It's great to be here. And congratulations again on the publication of your book. I'm so excited. I am so excited for you. Yes, we're going to get the book all over the world.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. And from Johannesburg. How are you?
Fantastic. Dr. Pauline, congratulations to you. And I know this book is you. That's just who you are. That's just your heart. You are just the most harmonious person that I've ever met. And since knowing you, I mean, I've learned a lot from you. And you know my stories about the corporate environment where I've had to function amongst men. In a telecoms environment where it's predominantly still them, and having to find my voice, but do so, I mean, from a different position. I mean, I think at first I thought I had to shout louder. I had to be more assertive. I had to be, you know, just like them to feel heard. But since my interactions with you, I've really covered a lot of ground and gained my respect, you know, through being myself and harmonious, and, you know, using your lessons about the archetypes of the ruler, the philosophy, and really used it with wisdom through my constant interactions with you. And I wish you the best. And I think the world is ready for this book. And, you know, I've taken some courageous steps as well in spreading the message of harmony and engaging men, like in platforms where we talk from a harmonious position, and teaching others through the lessons I've learned with you. Men are ready. We are ready as women. We have a little bit more wisdom in having watched the past years and knowing that aggression will not get us anywhere, and knowing that pushing is not going to get us anywhere. But we need to be women of wisdom who really approach the table with wisdom and authenticity. Thank you so much for this book, and I really am here to support you. And I really marvel at the work that you're doing through the different seats that you hold, the G100, feminine masculinity, positive masculinity that you hold, as well as the Rotary, you know, the first female president for us. And really, I look forward to how you'll impact the world and Africa, because we love you in Africa. We love just what you represent and how you are willing to share and teach in Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I so appreciate you and all of you for what you say. This is not something that I want to do on my own, hence harmony. So you can't do harmony on your own. Something obviously I learned from Jim as well about music. You know, the voices that we bring together have to be more than one. And if you look at us like the orchestra or the choir, we've all got different voices. And that's my I know we don't have any of our male supporters here today, but I know many of them who come on our regular wisdom circles support what we're doing. And with the G100 Positive Masculinity Group, we have male advocates, and we're looking for more and more wise men, because they are out there. And I said recently, wisdom comes without ego. So in a wisdom's magical conversation, we leave our ego outside the door. And then if we choose to go and pick it up on the way out, that's our choice. But ever since I was a little girl, I had the amazing advantage to be in a very happy family and a very harmonious, and I've always loved harmony. So for me, I want to thank Adriana especially, because I hadn't put that title together. But you know, when you suddenly put a title together, like The Power of Authentic Harmony, you suddenly think, why had I not thought about that before? Because it's so obvious. And I think the power is within us. And as women, as we are all women here today, as women, we are the guiding light now to embrace our men and bring them to a new landscape, a new seascape, and the lighthouse shining. And one of the things I always say is that, do you remember that the lighthouse doesn't move? It's a very simple message, but whenever I get rattled by things around me, and I do, I think, no, I've got to remember my lighthouse doesn't move. I've got to stand and be grounded and shine a light. And that's what will take us forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, Dr. Pauline, so much for sharing all your wisdom in this incredible book. And I look forward to receiving it. I haven't actually touched it in my hands. And I think as a publisher, I always want to get like that first look. And I'm not getting in until 10 o'clock tonight, but I am looking forward to definitely taking a look at it and touching it. I want to let everybody know in the call that the journey with Dr. Pauline and, you know, helping her through this process and showing her the other side of when you write a book and when you publish it. It's been so much fun. And I thank you. Pauline is a good friend. And every time that I'm with her, and I know a lot of you can relate, every time I'm with her, I feel like I'm in high school and we're these two high school kids and we're creating all of this really cool stuff in the world and we have so much fun. And she's just such a beautiful, beautiful human being. So the fact that I get to be part of this journey and help her publish this book and just learn, I've learned so much from her, is just such a blessing for me. I do want to, as there's a few more people that are joining us. For those of you who just got on the call, would love to hear any stories that you have about Pauline, about Dr. Pauline, and any experiences that you've had with her. If I'm going to give you guys a moment, and we are going to wrap it up in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So I want to give an opportunity before we close out this book launch celebration for anybody else that would like to say a few things.
I just want to comment, Sandy, who's not come on screen, she's got a cold. So thank you, Sandy, for being here. She said she sounds like a drowning frog, so we won't, but she said thank you, Pauline, for your hard work and great magical conversations. Sandy is a very good friend of mine here in Las Vegas. And Kim asked is what's next? What's next is there will be workbooks and there will be follow-up and we'll have the ebook. And my intention is to invite all of you to help us spread this word further and further, because we need to embrace the whole world and this joint custody world. So yes, back to you, darling.
Thank you for joining us, Nancy.
Hi, hello. I am so sorry. I was having so much difficulty trying to get in, but I'm glad I did. The link was in my junk folder. But I just met Dr. Pauline, so I'm just excited for her, the launch of her new book, and really excited to get to know her better. And hopefully we'll see each other in Vegas in February, so I can get to know you a little better. But congratulations on the book, and wish you all the success with selling the book and your movement.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I do want to remind everyone that we are launching the paperback and the
Harmony
ebook at the
everywhere.
same time,
and deal with all the difficult things through harmony. So harmony is not going to solve everything, but harmony will get us to the table in a way where they will listen, which is what Randy said, you know, the guy who won't even come to the table. We can't have a conversation unless we get them there.
Absolutely. And I think your book is definitely a way forward, and it helps with the new way of language, because everything, if you think about it, in the world is about how we communicate in the language, the caliber of words that we use. So I think you've done that beautifully in your book. So to wrap it up, I want to again thank everybody for showing up today, and I'm going to ask every single one of you to say 2 or 3 words that would describe Dr. Pauline and your experience and your interaction with her. And perhaps it's the 2 or 3 words about the book, and we'd love to hear it. And that's how we're going to close out the session. Again, I want to thank you for showing up. Thank you for supporting Dr. Pauline and her work and celebrating with us on this book launch. It means a lot to all of us that you showed up, because that's half the battle. So I would like to start with Christine. Is there 2 or 3 words that you want to, that would embody Dr. Pauline's message?
A beautiful soul.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dinah?
I find Pauline to be calming and very generous with her person. Yeah, I enjoy being with her.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stacy?
The book, meaningful, practical, impactful.
Love it. Nancy?
Impactful change.
Love it. Randy?
I have a nephew whose mother is Korean, and his middle name is Hanbit, which is a Korean word meaning leading by the light. And so Hanbit is my word for Pauline, leading by the light.
I love it. I love that. Thank you. Kim?
Genuine and joyful.
Thank you. Dr. Maureen?
Authentic world changer.
Thank you. Andy?
I would say a calm and bright light.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see. Fuma?
She is authentic love. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Fantastic.
Gemma?
I don't know that I could sum my mum up in 2 words, so I would just say we're guided by the same North Star, and I love you very much.
Thank you. North Star.
All right. Thank you so much. And final words, Dr. Pauline, what would you like to share?
Did Patsy? Patsy is.
Did I miss someone?
Yeah.
Oh, Patsy.
Yeah. Okay. The 2 words I would say, definitely is like peacemaker.
Good one.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Sandy's written there, engaged conversations. Thank you. I am just so deeply grateful. It's very hard to put words to it, but it is about igniting passion. You've ignited my passion. I do have down days, I do have down moments, but when I feel this beautiful energy from you all, I know that I will keep going, and that whatever obstacles are out there, and we know there are big challenges in our turbulent world, but we are going to overcome them. We are going to create a joint custody world of authentic harmony, and I'm truly, truly grateful. Thank you so much, all of you. Love you so much.
Thank you, everyone. So this concludes our book launch for Dr. Pauline's book. Again, we're so grateful that you showed up and that you took the time to honor her and her work. And I feel so blessed just to have been part of this and to have walked her through the publishing process. And again, thank you so much. The link is on the chat. So if you get a moment and if you have the book already, go ahead and write her a review. We'd really appreciate it. And continue to connect with her through her wisdom circles and of course her webpage and online on LinkedIn. As you know, she's very, very active. And again, from the bottom of my heart, that's Pauline, my beautiful friend. You're so gentle and kind, and I just love you. I just love you so much, and I'm forever grateful that the universe connected us. So everyone, again, thank you so much, and we'll be jumping off.
Thank you so much.
The rest of your
have a wonderful Saturday.
Congratulations, Pauline.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you.
Bye.
Bye.